Gather round, kids. It's story time with Jay. Our story today is called One-of-a-Kind Creatures. Chapter 1. The King of Salad. At the edge of a hot, dusty savanna, under a solitary acacia tree, sat a lion. Not just any lion, a herbivorous lion. He didn't eat zebras, nor gazelles, nor anything with eyes, legs, and personality. Leo, that was his name, liked zucchinis, carrots, and roasted chickpeas. Though chickpeas are hard to roast in the savannah, they need charcoal and some skill. He didn't roar, didn't hunt, didn't lie around bored like the other lions. Leo simply tended his garden. Leo's garden was unique. By a little stream, he had planted carrots, green beans, arugula, and basil. Not to eat it, just because he liked the smell. The rest of the lion pride lived a bit further away, behind hills with tall grass. From there, voices and laughter often came. "Look at him, the king of salad. Don't go near him, he'll throw broccoli at you." Leo tried not to pay attention, but inside something soured, and it wasn't the arugula. And it's not that he didn't try. He really tried. He even made a hunting attempt. He chased an antelope, but in the end, he apologized to her. She stopped, looked at him, and said, "Can I hug you?" Eventually, one day, he was called to the Lion Council. Yes, like a court, but with more grumbling. Although he knew what awaited him, he didn't come empty-handed. He made a salad for everyone. Unfortunately, no one ate it. The leader, Rando, said, "Lions, my friend, don't dig flower beds. They hunt." "And who will pick the green beans? Will they jump into the pan by themselves?" "Enough. From tomorrow, either you hunt or you're out of the pride." "I could be the pride's cook." "We don't cook. We bite." That night, the pride decided. Leo would have to leave. A lion who doesn't hunt doesn't belong to a pride. They gave him 1 day to pack his things. No one said goodbye. So he found himself alone, with a backpack full of seeds, a knife for peeling cucumbers, and a dream. To find a place where no one would ask him, "How many zebras did you eat today?" Goodbye, Savannah. Good morning, uncertainty. And yes, he took his flower pot. Whoever laughs will get a beat on the forehead. Chapter 2. The Eagle Who Loved the Ground. Far away from the savannah, beyond mountains, ravines, watermelon-shaped clouds, and a windmill that danced, there lived an eagle. A huge eagle, with wings like carpets and a gaze that could scare even a wall clock. His name was Igor. Igor was afraid of heights. He discovered this at the age of 3 months, when he attempted his first flight and fainted, just by looking down. Since then, he lived in a nest at the height of 5 meters. Practically ground floor for an eagle. The other eagles made fun of him. "Come on, Igor. Even an owl with a sprained ankle is higher than you." "Yesterday a duck flew higher than you." "The only eagle that needs an elevator." The leader of the flock, who was less funny and more absolute, told him one day, "Igor, if you don't fly to the great rock, you are no longer part of the flock." "Not even if I go walking?" Not even. Either you fly or you leave. And so Igor left. He took only the absolute essentials: a bicycle helmet, safety first, a book called How to Pretend You're Flying with Your Hands, and a straw to drink water without bending down. He didn't know where he was going. But who knows? Maybe somewhere far away, there was a place where you didn't have to fly high to be seen and to be understood. Chapter 3: The Giraffe with the High Heels. Camilla was a giraffe, but with one detail. Her neck was shorter than an espresso straw. When she was born, the doctors were horrified. I think we delivered the wrong species. No, it's a giraffe in concentrated form. Don't worry, said the relatives. The neck will shoot up with growth. Or with spinach, said Aunt Marchisia, feeding her 8 kilos a day. But the neck never stretched. Her classmates at the Savannah school made fun of her. You can play hide and seek without crouching. Camilla didn't give up. She tried various things. Once she even wore high heels. She gained 1 inch, but broke her ankle. Despite her failures, she stayed patient and never stopped trying all sorts of crazy ideas. Until one day, she was invited to a parade titled The Short-Necked, a Living Joke. She was the only participant marching, and everyone laughed at her. That was the last straw. The next morning, she packed her backpack. Inside were a pocket ladder, a mango cookie, and a notebook titled, If You Can't Reach the Heights, Aim for the Roots. She also wrote a letter to her family. I am not a broken little giraffe. I am short, yes, but I see better what's below. And now I'm leaving, and I hope one day to rise above your low expectations. Camilla, your daughter. She left with a determined step, without a map, but with a clear view of the ground. Chapter 4: The Quicksand Adventure. The sky had taken on the color of something's not right. The clouds looked like bored sheep. And then, sky-voiced vroom! A whirlwind, not dangerous but certainly eccentric, lifted leaves, dust, hats, and 3 unusual animals from 3 different corners of the map. Ah! I'm in the air! I'm in the air! Somebody get me down! Screamed Igor, clinging to a strip of grass, spinning like a confused kite. Who took me from my shade? Cried Camilla, doing a triple flip in the air. No, I didn't finish my recipe, moaned Leo, just before being catapulted like a dandelion with a propeller. 3, ah! Later, the heroes landed with a heavy splash in the same place, a seemingly calm patch of desert with fine, velvety sand. But this sand wasn't normal. It was golden, sparkling, soft as mashed banana, and made sounds like blop, blop, and gluck, gluck whenever someone moved. The first to peek out was Igor. Am I alive, or is this the paradise of acrophobic eagles? Acrophobic? Said a voice behind him. It was Leo, sand all over his mane. Yes, I'm an eagle. And no, I don't fly. I jump high, up to 20 centimeters, measured. Interesting, said Leo. First time I've met such an eagle. So I guess you were very scared when you flew so high in the tornado. Scared? Scared is nothing. In the first second, I screamed. In the second, I cried. And in the third, I crossed myself with my wings, though upside down because I panicked." "I see. At least the two of us fell on the sand without a scratch. Look at poor Giraffe, with half a neck left," said Leo, pointing at Camilla next to him. "Half a neck? Please. It's perfectly fine. Light, practical, fits anywhere. And anyway, don't talk too much. I know that as a wild and fierce lion, you crave my tender meat." "Not at all," said Leo. "I'm a pacifist and vegan." "You mean you don't eat meat?" "Of course not. I only eat salads, nuts, and occasionally my nerves when I can't find arugula." Igor looked at the other two and smiled slightly. "You know, I think the three of us are a bit strange." "I wouldn't say strange. I'd say different," said Leo. "Not even different. I'd say unique," added Camilla. They looked at each other, and a smile began to form. Chapter 5, Better Together. The sand still made its strange bloop bloop and gluck gluck noises like an elephant snoring in soup. The three heroes had begun to sink slightly, like cookies in hot cocoa. I don't want to stress you," said Camilla, "but I think I just saw the sand swallow a melon." "Do you think it wants to eat us too?" asked Igor, curious. "It may have had enough with the melon. It was big, juicy, and it had a sticker." "I don't think so," said Camilla. "I just remembered. This is quicksand. I read about it in a magazine called 101 Ways to Lose Your Shoes in the Desert." "And what does this quicksand do?" asked Igor. "It swallows you slowly until the sun doesn't see you, nor the ants, not even your shiny eyebrow." "I'm starting to get a little nervous," said Igor. "Me too," agreed Camilla. "Don't worry," said Leo proudly, pulling a carrot from his backpack. "And how does this help?" they asked in unison. "It doesn't, but I feel better." Next moment, they looked at each other and laughed simultaneously. "All right, we need a plan," said Camilla. "If we tie our things together, make a kind of rope, and throw it to that solid rock, maybe we can pull ourselves out. What do you think?" "Great," they both said. "Good. Then let's see what we each have to use. I have a pocket ladder." "I have rope," said Leo. "I usually use it to tie up my tomato plants when it's windy." "And I have a straw," said Igor. "Look, it's very useful, I don't disagree, but we'll probably need you to throw the rope, because as an eagle, you have the best vision and aim." Combining their strengths, they built an improvised rescue crane. Igor took the critical task of throwing the rope to hook it onto the rock. Finally, after 1, 2, 3, push, pull, pull, swipe, slide, try again. All three were out of the strange sand. They collapsed, panting, onto solid ground. After catching their breath and shaking off as much sand as possible, Leo had a kilo in his mane. They looked at each other. "All right, now that we've survived the puree, I think it's time to introduce ourselves," said Leo. "Right. I'm Igor, low-flying eagle and safety enthusiast." "I'm Camilla, small neck but big courage." "I'm Leo, peaceful lion and salad lover." The three fell silent for a moment, not out of awkwardness, but from that rare, strange quiet you feel when, without realizing it, you've met your own kind. You know what I'm thinking, said Igor. I have no idea where to go next, but I probably wouldn't want to go alone. Me neither, said Camilla. And okay, without company, it's not as nice. So what do you say? Continued Leo. Shall we go together? And who knows, maybe we'll find our own place. A place for odd ones, like us. And just like that, they started walking. Not in a hurry, no map, no plan, just together. With a little sand in their ears and a lot of heart. Hey, thanks for joining me today, and join me for some more here on Jay's Kids.